Yeah, like any iceberg, there's a whole lot below the surface. So let's bring in the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer, for more on this. Mr. Chairman, good to talk to you, and thanks for taking the time today. I just want to put up on the screen here some facts and figures so folks at home can truly understand the depth of the fraud here. This was in the Minnesota Housing Stabilization Program. The predicted cost was $2.6 million annually. You can see the actual costs there eclipsed by at least 10 times, closing in on 50 times. First half of 2025, they spent $61 million on other examples of alleged fraud. Feeding Our Future program, $250 million. Autism treatment, $14 million. Medicaid, $18.5 million for services that were never provided. And allegations, Mr. Chairman, that Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, either turned a blind eye to this or actually empowered people to do this through political correctness. What do you want to know?
Well, first of all, what you're going to see is the fraud entail more and more money into social programs, but yet they refuse to accept responsibility for any type of waste, fraud, and abuse. What we know is the state employees in Minnesota rang the bell, they blew the whistle that there was massive fraud, and yet Tim Walz and Keith Ellison, the Attorney General, apparently turned a blind eye to that for fear of political retaliation from the large voting bloc of Somalis.
Yeah, well, you just pointed that out, what the employees of the state were saying. This is from the Minnesota Department of Human Service employees. They posted this on X Saturday. They said, quote, Tim Walz is 100% responsible for massive fraud in Minnesota. We let Tim Walz know of fraud early on, hoping for a partnership in stopping fraud, but no, we got the opposite response. As staff, we firsthand witnessed and observed fraud happening, yet we were shut down, reassigned, and told to keep quiet, sometimes more. There are even allegations, Mr. Chairman, of retaliation against whistleblowers here.
Well, sure, what it sounds like. If you disregard someone and reassign them to another position, that's retaliation. Democrat, you face retaliation. That's wrong, but the whole fraud scheme is wrong. And we want to bring those state employees in. We want to talk to them. We want to see all the correspondence that was had between the state agencies and the governor and the attorney general to see why they did not do anything at that particular moment. Such a disregard for taxpayer dollars is criminal in itself. But to do it for political gain, that's even worse. Hopefully, we can set an example and hold people accountable for this type of negligent abuse of tax dollars, because I think this is not just a Minnesota thing. I think you're going to see this in other blue states that all they talk about, these Democrat governors, is more and more social programs, more and more SNAP benefits, more and more Medicaid, but yet they refuse to admit that there's any level of fraud. So hopefully this is the tip of the iceberg, and I think this investigation could lead to many more investigations in other states and hopefully finally some savings of taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, you would think, if they're doing or lack thereof. Listen here.
My message is simple on this. You commit fraud in Minnesota, you're going to prison. I don't care what color you are, what religion you are. Anybody who wants to help us in that, we welcome that. But setting on the sidelines and throwing out accusations, and let's be very clear, demonizing an entire population and lying to people about the safety and security of this state is beneath that.
Just got a few seconds left, Mr. Chairman. Your response to that? I mean, this is happening right under his nose.
He's trying to play the race card here. He's trying to play the discrimination card. No, the problem is Tim Walz. The problem is he was warned of this massive amount of fraud, and yet he turned a blind eye for political reasons. That's why he turned a blind eye. So we want to stop this from happening, obviously, but we want to find and hold people accountable for allowing this to happen and see if this is being replicated in other states.
All right. Well, we look forward to the results of your investigation. Thank you for spending time with us today, Mr.
Just the like video and follow the subscribe.